want to meet all types of people.
Build your contact.
My mom told me
Rolodex.
So me and my grandmother had a conversation. I think we talked about this the other day. She told me a jack of all trades is a fool's man's logic.
That's just a weird. I don't know how that's a saying. Someone made that up.
Yeah,
and
it became a thing.
But you know what? That's the old culture, the old school way of thinking.
Right.
50, 60 years ago, bro. What was required of you as a citizen in your community was you get a good job, you stay loyal to that one job, and you take care of that one job, and they take care of you for life.
Right.
Fast forward 50, 40 years, it doesn't work like that anymore.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Not if you want to be successful.
Right.
If you want to be successful, you have to fail multiple fucking times.
Oh, absolutely.
You have to
absolutely.
fail. And if you don't take risks, you're not going to fail. And if you don't fail, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
So you got to do it.
Yeah.
Like you said, you got to fucking jump in.
Yeah.
You don't have to have everything figured out right out of the gate. Just fucking jump in and you figure it out as you go. I mean, I've had 3 businesses, and that's what I found out was the smartest way to join a business. And every fucking successful business owner will tell you.
Yeah.
Nobody knows shit. Just starting, you learn
as you go.
Doing it, and you start fucking springboarding here, and you start pivoting over here, and then you'll start to realize that, okay, I have this idealism for my business here, but as you get into it, you start to see all these other money opportunities within your business, but it requires you to pivot into something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you maybe wanted to do rims, but you found out that motherfuckers wanted you to hook up the radio system.
Yeah.
Right? And you found out that you were making more money doing that than what you initially intended the business to be.
Yeah.
So what do? You fucking pivot.
Yeah.
And you go where the money is in your business.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, motherfuckers say, there's something else. Like, say lowering kits.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you start getting all this business lowering vehicles, lowering them down.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, that's making more money than installing radio systems.
Yeah.
Now you pivot and you go to that. That is how you grow and succeed in a business. If you don't do that, you will not blow up. So a lot of times what you intend to start never ends up that way.
Yeah.
But people fall into the problem, and most people fall in the category, because most small businesses fail, right?
Yeah.
They fall in the category of, okay, I'm not making a lot of money doing this, but I'm just going to put more energy into it, try harder. And then they keep trying, and they make up a little game on that, right? Little ground. But still, it's just failing. But they have this, it's called cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
So they have cognitive dissonance. And they're fucking, that's when you're telling yourself a lie. Because your heart and your soul want to believe it so much, want to believe in it. Mm-hmm. But you have to you got to be all business. All right, I spent enough time, I'm wasting enough time with this. My original idea doesn't work. But this right here is where I need to focus now, because this looks like where the money's coming in. So a lot of people can't do that. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are hell-bent, tunnel vision.
On one thing.
Yes.
People always say how Amazon, always starts up, and how Amazon always started up and became a big business. But people never tell you about the businesses that didn't become Amazon or struggled to become Amazon. You know what I'm saying?
You know who Elon Musk is?
Yep.
You know how he started out?
No.
He started out poor. He's like one of the richest guys in the world.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
And he slept in his fucking office for years on a couch in the factory. Mm-hmm. He didn't even have a place to live. He was couch surfing with his buddies because he spent 20 hours a day 24 hours a day at the factory for years, right? Uh-huh. He went through girlfriends because they just couldn't hang. He wouldn't even go out to eat. He'd have people bring him food as he was working. Yeah. When you have that level of drive, you're gonna be a billionaire. But most people don't have that level of drive, right? Mm-hmm. Also, if you smoke a lot every day, that's not gonna work for you.
Yeah.
In business.
Yeah.
It'll work for you with your creatism, creating things in your mind. It'll work for you in developing some new ideas, but it doesn't work for you on taking action.
Yeah.
So utilize that tool, weed, utilize that where it fits. But you can't do it every day. You gotta kind of switch that up. Otherwise, you're gonna miss a lot of opportunity and shit like that. But it's just discipline. It's not like you gotta stop smoking weed, but time and place.
Yeah.
One of your boys rolls a fat fucking blunt. Hey, fat boy, let's hit this. You're already getting ready to go to work because you gotta fucking you gotta install some rims. And you're already in the moment and you already have the energy.
Yeah.
What happens when you hit that blunt?
I'm not gonna have the energy no more.
Yep. So, just little things like that. Nutrition is huge. Get on a serious nutrition plan for your health. That way all your neurons and your synapses can fucking fire sharply in your brain. It comes down to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And the number one rule, don't listen to and don't hang around anybody that's a naysayer. Anybody that's a hater, you gotta delete them from your life. You have to, because they bring in negative energy. And when you're on a roll, when you have momentum builds momentum, right? It's like you're a boulder right now, and you're just starting to roll down this hill, and you have a couple of these as you're going down the hill. But the faster the boulder goes, the faster you can go up over those bumps and keep going for your momentum. So momentum's everything.
Definitely.
And
definitely.
Yeah, man. See, I like you said, I motivate myself when I talk about this.
Definitely.
Because I hear this, and I bring it, man. When I tell you I throw on a 40-pound pack and I run up 5 miles of hills every spring, and I do it through the spring and summer, I get an extreme physical condition. And my fucking friends, everybody goes, "You're crazy. You're too old." They're like, "Dude, your knees are gonna be fucked." And I'm like, listen, the day I can't do it anymore is the day I can't do it anymore. Just because you're trying to put these ideas in my head that I shouldn't be going at that high level anymore because you say, you're not really talking about me, man. You're talking about you. Because you don't do it. Because you don't take that action. You're trying to push that shit on me. No, you can't do that. Because I'm a free thinker.
Yeah.
I'm not a, I'm a sheep dog, not a sheep, right? So I make the decisions 100% of my life, but I do look for inspiration. And that little video I showed you, my best friend.
Yeah.
He's one of my biggest inspirations. Then there's this guy named David Goggins. He's definitely my biggest inspiration ever. David Goggins is a black dude, and he weighed 300 pounds. He wanted to be a Navy SEAL, and he had a job spraying for cockroaches. He walked into the recruiter's office at 300 pounds, couldn't do one pull-up, couldn't run a quarter of a mile. Said 300 pounds, 100 pounds overweight. He said, "I want to be a Navy SEAL." And they fucking looked at him and they laughed. They're like, "Dude, forget about it. You want to be one of the most elite in the world? You can't even run a fucking eighth of a mile. You can't do one pull-up. How are you gonna do these elite missions, be on that most elite team?" Well, something clicked in his fucking head. And they're like, "Listen, if you want to be a Navy SEAL, our next class is coming up in 9 weeks. You have to lose 100 pounds. And you need to be able to do 20 dead hang pull-ups. And you need to be able to run 3 miles in 17 and a half minutes." He fucking went home and he fucking flipped the switch. And he lost 100 pounds in 9 weeks. And he became a Navy SEAL. He didn't only become a Navy SEAL. Okay, just imagine losing 100 pounds in 9 weeks from calorie reduction, eating pure healthy foods, 0 sugar, and he couldn't even run, so he had to start just riding a bike for cardio.
Yeah.
Until he got enough weight off to where he could start running. He did all this shit in 9 weeks, man. He became a Navy SEAL, but not only that, He's the only guy that actually became 3 out of the 4 different special operations in the military. Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, pararescueman. Only person ever to do that. And to this day, he is the most badass motherfucker. He's like my age. He's the most badass motherfucker that I've ever known. So I follow him, and I learn from David Goggins. And he's on YouTube. He's on fucking YouTube every day, and he just gives you little shorts. He gives shorts like he's doing curls or he's fucking jogging.
Yeah.
He's like, "What are you doing, motherfucker? What are you doing?" He's like, "Look what I'm doing, motherfucker." Right? He's like, "All you haters, fuck you. I don't care. I don't need to be liked, motherfucker." This motherfucker's hard, but he's the most kind person, right?
Yeah.
But he's a badass, and he just motivates you. He gets you off your ass.
Yeah.
It takes that.
Definitely.
It takes people to do that.
Definitely.
Because most people can't rely on their own motivation, because motivation comes and it goes. You have to be driven. You have to have drive. You got to do shit when you're not motivated, and that's the hardest thing to do. Do shit when you're not fucking motivated.
Yeah.
And how often are you motivated? A couple times a week. That's when people fucking get these ideas and they do this and they do that, and then all of a sudden they're not motivated and they don't do shit. So you got to stay on and discipline yourself to take all the action even when you don't want to do it. And you don't feel like it, fucking do it anyway. And that separates the fucking top 5% of humans to the other 95%. The 5% force themselves to do shit they don't want to do, just to fucking be successful. And right now in my life, that's what I'm fighting with myself, because the battle's within yourself. The battle that you gotta win is every day, and it's in your own mind. So, once you, the more you battle and the more little wins you get every day, the easier it becomes to be driven.
Yeah.
Momentum. It's all momentum. Humans work a weird way. Most people, they should teach this mentality in fucking high school. They should teach it in college. They should have it on TV, but they don't. But they should, because people don't know. That's where you gotta reach in and grab it from your inner self. And most people don't. A lot of people think, "Oh, that's bullshit." You know, people are like, "Ah, fuck that. That's preaching to me." Right?
Yeah.
It's not. It's, look where you're at, dude. I make over $100,000 a year. You're making fucking $11 an hour, right? What's the difference between you and me? What's the difference? And that's what you gotta. That's the mindset you have to have. You don't tell them that.
Yeah.
You don't fucking say shit.
Yeah.
Because you don't talk negative, right?
That's like talking negative, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's and I know you think like that. I know you're thinking like that at a young age, at 28,
25.
25. Jesus Christ, 25 years old. Yeah, dude. When I was 25, I had no